From eating moldy corn to flying in a hot air balloon, here's why Mexico City was my favorite adventure this year. We had a 5-day trip and tried to visit as many neighborhoods or zones as possible. Roma Norte was our first stop, and of course it rained, but it added to the experience. Our first food spot was Jenny's Quesadillas, and we ordered one with potato, chicken tinga, and I don't remember the other one. We walked through a few parks until it rained again, had lunch at Pizza Felix, and dinner that night was by far my fave of the trip. It was my first time trying Singaporean food, and long story short, I still dream about this laksa to this day. On day 2, we woke up super early to go back to Roma Norte and try this viral bakery. Vasconcelos Library in Cuauhtemoc was our next stop, and it was absolutely unreal. Like, I'm looking at this footage for the first time in months, and I just can't get over it. We went to Taqueria Orinoco 3 times on this trip. I got the pastor every single time, and I loved it every single time. Day 3, we started at a restaurant with no menu or no reservations, and you basically tell them when to stop. While I enjoyed almost every course, the huitlacoche, aka moldy corn, was by far my fave, and if you love blue cheese, you will love this. After brunch, we walked to Chapultepec Park to visit the Anthropology Museum, which is home to thousands of indigenous and pre-Columbian artifacts and sculptures from all across the nation. That night, we walked around the Angel of Independence and ended up at the Tokyo Music Bar, where they mostly played old school R&B and served the best chamomile cocktail. We stayed in El Centro, so on day 4, we walked to the Zocalo to check out this pyramid installation and also took a detour to check out the beautiful Grand Hotel. That same day, we went to brunch in a new neighborhood, and I think it's by far my fave. Coyoacan is filled with color, culture, and cobblestones, and I believe it's also the oldest place in Mexico City. We spent about 2 hours walking and admiring the beauty and detail of the buildings, and eventually ended up at the heart of the village. We kept walking and stumbled upon Frida Kahlo's house, but we didn't go in and instead got a snack across the street. That night, we also watched a wrestling match and went to Chinatown for dinner. And I'm sitting here realizing we kind of did a lot. But at last, on the 5th day, we woke up super early and traveled to Teotihuacan for a hot air balloon ride. Our trip was with Fly Volair, and we flew over the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. At the end, we received our flight certificates and a complimentary breakfast. Afterwards, we took a trip to La Basilica, had Italian for dinner, and that was the end of our Mexico City adventure.